what are some of the tangible things that people can do in order to attain maybe more of a corporate composure?
It's and there are little things that are overlooked. Just the way you greet people and the way you show up every day to work. So I know we talked earlier about the way we sell ourselves. So what you wear, that's something you can do, making sure that you are dressed for the part. I think another tangible thing that people can do is, let me see.
I can share one that I had to learn that like I was like, oh shoot. I think what I had to learn is just like in these settings, you have to be on. And I don't mean on in an authentic way, but I think just being an active listener, not being on my phone. I'm one in my journalism program, I multitasked. And so when I'm in front of my peers, I really need to like show up. I also learned that it's actually okay to, now I know this goes against the boundaries a little bit, but sometimes it's okay to like stay a little later or put on an ad hoc project. I learned that like sometimes that really does set you out and work a little harder than I normally would just so I can make sure that I'm abreast of like all the methodologies and all the
Yeah.
things of the company. So I think that those were some of the things that I had to
Tangible.
learn as I go. Now, I don't think that you should do that all the time, but I think there are spaces for I could take on that ad hoc project or I can stay a little later just to get a tune of what's going on in my company.
Another thing that you can really do is really set aside time for coffee chats, and really understanding the company that you work at. I realize from working in corporate America, there's a lot of people who are there for a check and they don't even really know the different parts of the business. They don't, and it's so important that you not only know your part of the business, but you know all the parts of the business and how they all work together, and how the role that you do specifically correlates with those other parts of the business as well. So really understanding your job is super important. Not even just your job, but just the company in general. Something so small that people that people don't get right is simply emails. Just how you go about phrasing an email, making sure that what you're saying is direct and to the point, and adding in advice on meetings. I think that's hard sometimes when it comes to, that imposter syndrome and that starting to sneak in. We can silence ourselves because we're scared. We're afraid to talk because we already don't feel like we're supposed to be here anyways. And it's so important that we make sure that we are adding value to cause, right? Because you're there for a reason. And there's literally a reason why you're at the company. There's a reason why you're in that meeting. And it's important that you don't just be silent the entire time, because your employers will see that. They will see, okay, DeAndre's not adding anything to this. DeAndre's not, they note those things. And it's important that you're always adding value to just calls, and just adding value to not even just calls, but also just adding value to your team overall. And that could be with like small things as well, like making people feel seen, making people feel appreciated, and understanding that the team is so much larger than just you.